Hello, good evening. India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire after 4 days of cross-border attacks that had raised fears of a full-scale war between the two nuclear powers. President Trump said the truce came after a long night of talks mediated by the United States. Both countries have blamed each other for the escalating violence since 26 tourists were killed last month in Indian-administered Kashmir.
Sir Keir Starmer travels to Ukraine with other European leaders to put pressure on Moscow to agree to a ceasefire and peace talks.
Police investigate an attack on a prison officer at Belmarsh in London, which is reported to have been carried out by the Southport killer Axel Rudakabana.
We look at why scientists are keeping a close eye on a Soviet-era piece of space junk that's expected to crash back to Earth at some point today.
Now, the Ministry of Defence has confirmed that the head of the Navy, Admiral Sir Ben Key, has been removed from his duties while under investigation. Newspapers report that Sir Ben is alleged to have had an affair with a female officer, which would be in breach of the Navy's Code of Conduct. The Ministry of Defence has declined to comment on the nature of the investigation or how long it will take to conclude. Pharmacists are warning people not to buy unlicensed hay fever jabs online. The National Pharmacy Association says there's been an increase in the number of inquiries about Kenalog. It says the medication is prescription only and anything from unregulated sellers could be fake and a risk to patient safety.
Have a look at some of the stories for you this morning, starting with The Times reporting that the Home Office fears the annual net migration will settle above the 340,000 level expected by the government unless radical policies are introduced. The paper also carrying an image of newly elected Pope Leo XIV, saying the pontiff is getting down to God's work.
The Telegraph says that the head of the Royal Navy, Admiral Sir Ben Key, has stepped down over allegations that he had a relationship with a female colleague under his command. The paper adds that the Ministry of Defence said Sir Ben stepped away for private reasons and refused to comment further. The Mirror reports about an alleged row between David and Victoria Beckham and their son Brooklyn and his wife Nicola Peltz. The paper says it spoke to Peltz's friends, who launched what a source close to David and Victoria called a deeply unpleasant attack on them.
And lastly, look at the Express claiming that obesity drugs can give a £4.5 billion boost to the UK economy by getting people back to work. The paper also featuring an image of the Princess of Wales with a type of rose which has been named Catherine after her.
22 minutes past 6 is the time. Throughout this week, special events have taken place around the UK to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe.
Retired cricket umpire and Yorkshire icon Dickie was 12 years old on VE Day. He's been sharing his memories with Niall, an 11-year-old history enthusiast who acted as a BBC reporter for the day.
When they dropped the bombs on Sheffield, I'm not kidding you, that sometimes the house shattered, you know. It was very, very frightening. I'll tell you now, it was frightening.
Yeah, you'd never know how close the next one was going to be.
That's right, you're right.
What were the celebrations like on VE Day?
Oh, they were out of this world. There were flags across the street, buntings, balloons flying, there were trimmings all over the place, there was as much to eat as you wanted, and it was a magnificent day.
Chocolate and sweets. In the war, how much were you actually allowed?
It was a problem because that's my weakness. If I have a weakness in life, that's it, a sweet tooth. My mum used to try and get as much chocolate as she could, with the rationing, of course.
So do you have a favourite chocolate bar?
I like nut and fruit, Cadbury's.
Yeah, I really like Mars bars.
Oh, they're nice, Mars bars.
I have some under here, I believe.
So you brought your... Ah, yeah.
Would you like one, or...?
Oh, yeah, love one.
I'd just like to show you.
Well, you've got a tank there.
Yeah, I made this. What sort of toys did you have?
What, same as you, with tanks like this, and guns, little guns. We used to go to school with our gas masks.
Yeah.
Over our shoulder.
Crazy.
Crazy, as you say.
You must have had to be very brave to know that the Germans could have... I mean, like, with the Battle of Britain, knowing that the Germans could have come over at any time.
Well, they could have come over, couldn't they?
Yeah.
They could have dropped the bombs and... Yeah, I'll put it to you this way, it was very, very frightening. very, very frightening.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you. I've really enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it with you. I may say it's one of the best interviews I've had.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
That is a real lovely chat across the generations, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.